God is about to shock everyone who has been watching your life, observing your struggles, quietly doubting you, secretly thinking you were finished. There is a level of transformation coming that will make people stop, stare, and whisper to themselves because they will have no idea how you got from where you were to where God is taking you. In the past, you didn't see yourself as someone who could shock anybody. You were too caught in survival mode. You were too caught in the cycles of your past. You were too weighed down by the traumas, the betrayals, the losses that shaped your early chapters. Your mind was tangled in what happened, what went wrong, who hurt you, who left you, and why things didn't play out the way they should have. You replayed the past so often that it almost became your present. You recreated old memories in your mind, old interactions, old hurts. And every time you did that, you continued to experience them emotionally, as if they were happening all over again. People looked at you, some with pity, some with doubt, some with amusement, some with judgment. They thought they had your future figured out based on your current pain. They thought your story ended where your suffering began. But then something shifted. There was a moment, maybe a prayer, maybe a breakdown, maybe a conversation with God, where you said, I can't do this alone. That moment of surrender became the moment heaven stepped in. God intervened. God started placing people in your path. God started removing others. God started redirecting your steps, guiding your spirit, softening your heart, opening your mind. He sent you signs. He sent you guidance. He sent you reminders that you still have a purpose. And slowly you began to heal. Slowly you started to let go of the weight you had carried for years. Slowly, you forgave people who didn't deserve forgiveness. Slowly, you forgave yourself. And as you released the past, something else happened. You created space. Space for clarity. Space for blessings. Space for elevation. Space for a new version of yourself to rise out of the ashes of everything that once broke you. And this version of you, the one that is rising, is the one that God is about to use to shock everyone watching your life. Because you didn't just heal, you transformed. You didn't just grow, you evolved. You didn't just recover, you came back wiser, stronger, sharper, more aligned, more aware, more spiritually connected than ever before. This next chapter isn't just a blessing, it's a revelation. It's a public display of what happens when God steps into a life that was counted out. The people who watched you struggle are about to watch you rise. The people who questioned you are about to watch you transform. The people who thought you were weak are about to see a strength in you they never imagined. God is about to elevate you so boldly, so clearly, so undeniably that even your quietest observers will have no choice but to admit that something divine is happening in your life. And yes, abundance is coming. Financial blessings, opportunities, resources, stability, provision that flows without the stress you used to carry. Money will no longer be your greatest concern. You will manage it with confidence, clarity, and wisdom because your mindset is shifting along with your blessings. But the real shock isn't just the abundance. It's the person you are becoming. Your mental strength is multiplying. Your emotional resilience is rising. Your spiritual gifts are awakening. Your intuition is sharpening. Your discernment is becoming powerful. You will be able to make decisions faster. You will know who belongs in your life and who doesn't. You will see motives clearly. You will sense intentions instantly. People won't be able to manipulate you anymore. They won't be able to deceive you. They won't be able to take advantage of your kindness. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is both grounded and elevated, powerful and peaceful, gentle, but unshakably strong. And this new strength is going to shock people. They remember the old you. They remember the fragile you. They remember the version of you that didn't know your worth, that questioned your value, that doubted your purpose. But that version of you is gone. Gone completely. If we could compare your mind to a universe, the people from your past, the ones who once dominated your thoughts, are now pushed to the farthest edges of that universe. They only appear occasionally, like distant stars flickering for a moment and then disappearing again. They no longer take up space. They no longer drain your energy. They no longer define your story. Your past is staying where it belongs, behind you. And your present is becoming the space where God's shock, God's transformation, God's elevation takes place. This new life that is forming is something you earned, not through perfection, not through pretending to be strong, but through your survival, through your faith, through your ability to keep going even when everything felt heavy. You showed God who you are when nobody was watching. You showed humility. You showed loyalty. You showed faith when you had no proof. You held on to your light even when darkness tried to swallow you whole. And now God is about to reward you publicly, visibly, undeniably. People will watch your blessings and wonder how you did it. They will watch your growth and ask themselves why it happened so fast. They will watch your elevation and realize that something greater than you is guiding your steps. Because this next level of your life won't make logical sense. It won't match your past. It won't match your previous circumstances. It won't match the version of you people thought they knew. Your growth will be rapid. Your blessings will be sudden. Your opportunities will appear out of nowhere. Your breakthroughs will happen back to back. And people will be shocked at your transformation, shocked at your peace, shocked at your glow, shocked at your strength, shocked at your blessings, shocked at God's hand over your life. This is not a small shift. This is not a quiet change. This is a divine announcement. This is a spiritual unveiling. This is the moment where God shows everyone why you were held back, why you struggled, why you suffered, and why your breakthrough took so long. Everything is about to make sense. Every delay was direction. Every setback was preparation. Every heartbreak was redirection. Every loss was clearing space. Now is the moment where God reveals the other side of the story, the part nobody saw coming, the part that will silence doubts, the part that will shock everyone watching your life. So get ready, get prepared, get positioned. Your rise is here. Your elevation is here. Your transformation is here. Your divine unveiling is here. God is about to shock the people who counted you out. God is about to shock the people who underestimated you. God is about to shock the people who thought you would never rise. God is about to shock everyone watching your life with blessings, breakthroughs, and opportunities that only He could orchestrate. And that's it for today's message. If my videos help you heal, inspire you, and strengthen your spirit, the best way to support me is by checking out my books. I've written 6 books, and you can learn more about them and order them by using the link in my bio. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay blessed, and have a beautiful day. And listen, the shock that's coming isn't just for the people who doubted you. It's also for the people who supported you quietly, the ones who prayed for you, the ones who believed in you even when you didn't believe in yourself. They're about to witness blessings pouring into your life that confirm everything they sensed about you deep down. They always knew God wasn't done with you. They always knew your story wasn't over. And now they're about to see exactly why. But for the people who watched you with judgment, with envy, with arrogance, this next chapter will be hard for them to swallow because they never imagined you would rise this high. They never imagined you had this kind of resilience. They never imagined God was shaping you, molding you, preparing you in silence. They never imagined that the person they overlooked would become the person God places in the spotlight. And it's not because you were craving attention. It's because you were chosen for transformation. You were being refined. You were being rebuilt. You were being strengthened from the inside out. God didn't need you to be loud about your journey. He didn't need you to explain your wounds. He didn't need you to defend yourself against rumors, jokes, disrespect, or underestimation. He only needed you to keep going. And you did, even when you were tired, even when you felt invisible, even when you didn't understand why it was happening, even when you wanted to quit and disappear. Your persistence became your prayer. Your survival became your faith. Your endurance became your offering. And God saw all of it. Every tear, every lonely night, every forced smile, every moment you encouraged others while your own heart was breaking. That's why the shock coming into your life is so powerful, because it's not random, it's not luck, it's not coincidence. It is the result of spiritual laws, divine timing, and God's intentional plan for your life. You didn't go through everything for no reason. You didn't suffer for no purpose. You didn't lose people and opportunities without meaning behind it. Your story has been divinely orchestrated. Your heartbreak reset your path. Your disappointments redirected your destiny. Your setbacks strengthened your character. And now, you are stepping into a version of yourself that is aligned with the blessings meant for you. People who lightly dismissed you will see your glow and realize they never truly knew who you were. They knew the wounded version, the misunderstood version, the exhausted version, but not the elevated, awakened, divinely guided version God was shaping. This version of you is different. This version of you is powerful. This version of you is intentional. This version of you is unstoppable because you're no longer moving alone. God is walking with you. And let's talk about that for a moment. How different it feels when you move with God instead of trying to carry everything yourself. There was a time when you felt like you had to do everything alone. You had to heal alone. You had to endure alone. You had to rebuild alone. People didn't check on you. People didn't support you. People didn't understand your silence. Some even mocked you for trying. Some whispered behind your back. Some rolled their eyes at your dreams. But the thing is, you didn't need them. God was your witness. God was your foundation. God was your strength. God was your guide when everyone else disappeared. And now, God is about to make sure they see the results of what He built inside of you. This is why the shock is necessary. It's part of the story. It's part of the testimony. It's part of the lesson for the onlookers and the elevation for you. People who doubted you thought they understood your life based on the chapter they walked in on. They didn't realize your story had divine plot twists coming, the kind only God can write. You're stepping into those twists now. You're stepping into those sudden opportunities. You're stepping into those unexpected blessings. You're stepping into the version of your life that finally reflects all the inner work you've done. And the most shocking part, your glow isn't coming from material things. It's not coming from validation. It's not coming from ego. Your glow is coming from healing. Your glow is coming from peace. Your glow is coming from alignment. Your glow is coming from becoming exactly who God always intended you to be. People will look at you and wonder how you managed to transform so quietly. how you rebuilt without making noise, how you healed without announcing it online, how you grew spiritually without needing anyone's applause. Because the truth is, God was your audience, and His approval was enough. This next chapter is going to show that. Your peace will shock them. Your confidence will shock them. Your wisdom will shock them. Your resilience will shock them. Your blessings will shock them. But what will shock them the most is how unbothered you've become. You no longer cling to the past. You no longer chase people. You no longer try to prove anything. You no longer shrink yourself to fit into rooms beneath your purpose. You've outgrown your old identity, and God is about to reveal the new one publicly. This is why things had to fall apart before they came together. This is why certain people had to leave. This is why you had to learn some hard lessons. It all prepared you for the moment you're about to step into. Your life is shifting into divine alignment. Your spirit is stepping into divine authority. Your path is opening with divine clarity. Your future is unfolding with divine precision. And people watching you will not understand how it happened so fast. They won't understand how you leveled up with such ease. They won't understand how someone who struggled so deeply could rise so boldly. They won't understand, but they will witness it. Because God is making this next part visible, very visible, purposefully visible, not to brag, not to boast, but to show what happens when someone refuses to break, refuses to quit, refuses to let darkness consume them. You didn't choose the easy path. You chose the growth path. You chose the healing path. You chose the spiritual path. And now you're stepping into the reward that comes with that choice. You are going to see unexpected favor, unexpected opportunities, unexpected connections, unexpected blessings, unexpected breakthroughs. And every time something unexpected happens, you will know instantly that it's God. Your life is about to become a testimony people talk about, a transformation they can't deny, a rise they can't ignore. Your comeback will become their lesson. Your glow will become their reminder. Your elevation will become their awakening. God is about to shock everyone watching you, and He's about to do it in a way that only divine intervention can. And when it happens, you won't brag, you won't rub it in, you won't say, "I told you so." You will simply walk in your blessings with gratitude, humility, and peace, letting God's work speak for itself. This is your time. This is your season. This is your divine unveiling. And that's it for today's message. If my videos bring you comfort, healing, and clarity, the best way to support me is by checking out my books. I've written 6 books, and you can learn more about them and order them by using the link in my bio. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay blessed, and have a beautiful day. The narcissist, funny how fragile they actually are. They walk around like giants, projecting this image of untouchable perfection, demanding your worship, your energy, your very soul. And yet, when you give them nothing, when you respond with absolute silence, they crumble. They are like parasites starving for a host, frustrated, terrified, powerless. You see, my friend, people think the narcissist holds all the cards. They think power lies in the gaslighting, in their ability to twist your reality, to make you question your own sanity. They think it's in the cruel words they use to dismantle your self-esteem, or the control they pretend to wield over your emotions. But let me tell you something real. Their power It is a complete illusion. It is a house of cards built on a foundation of deep, pathetic insecurity. It only works if you blow on it. React and you keep their house standing. You give them the validation they are addicted to. Stay silent, and you become the wind that blows it all down. Think about this. Ever seen a black hole? It sucks in everything around it, light, energy, matter. It is an endless void that can never be filled. That is the narcissist. They are an emotional black hole. They need your reaction to feel alive, to feel superior. But what happens when you stop feeding the void? What happens when you stop throwing your emotions into their abyss? They starve. That is what your silence does. It cuts off their supply. Every time you hold your tongue, every time you refuse to defend yourself against their absurd accusations, you are choking off their lifeline. And yeah, I know what you are thinking, but isn't that rolling over? Isn't silence just letting them get away with it? No, no, no. Silence against a narcissist isn't submission. It is psychological warfare. It is the ultimate power move. The strongest person in the dynamic isn't the one screaming to be heard. It is the one who needs to say nothing because they know the truth. You have been through the grinder, haven't you? The love bombing, the devaluation, the discard. The person who looked you in the eye and swore they loved you, all while plotting to destroy you from the inside out. They wanted to see you break. They wanted you to chase them, to beg for closure, to scream in frustration. But here's the truth they cannot handle. You are still here. Let me tell you about a mountain. The wind howls around it. The storms batter its surface. The lightning strikes its peaks. Does the mountain scream back at the storm? Does the mountain move? No, it stands. It endures. And eventually the storm runs out of energy and fades away. The mountain remains. You, my friend, are that mountain. You do not need their false apology. You do not need their twisted version of closure. They want you to engage in the mud with them because that is the only place they feel comfortable. Don't go down there. Show them nothing. Not a tear, not a shout, not a text. Show them the impenetrable wall of your indifference. That is where your strength lies, in refusing to be a character in their twisted play. People will say you are being cold. The narcissist will tell everyone you are the abuser, the heartless one. Let them, because they will never understand what it took for you to break free. They didn't see the nights you spent questioning your own mind. They didn't feel the anxiety that tightened your chest every time you heard their footsteps. They didn't hear the manipulative whispers that try to erase who you were. And you know what is funny? The narcissist fears your silence more than your anger. They fear the silence because it means they have lost control. It means they are no longer the main character in your life. It means they are insignificant. Silence is your shield, your weapon, your mirror. Let me break it down for you. Dealing with a narcissist is like a game of poker. Every time you react, you show them your hand. Show them you are hurt, and they know exactly where to stab you next. Show them you are angry, and they know they still own your emotions. But keep a poker face. Keep your silence. And they have no idea what you are planning. They have no idea if you are moving on, if you are healing, or if you have simply forgotten them. And that uncertainty, it drives them absolutely insane. Think about the people who truly escaped the cycle of abuse. They didn't waste their energy trying to explain their side of the story to the smear campaigners. They didn't try to reason with a person who is incapable of logic or empathy. No, they moved in silence. They built their new life quietly. And when they succeeded, it was the ultimate blow to the narcissist's ego. Here's the thing. The narcissist tries to control you. Because they are terrified of their own emptiness. They project their shame onto you. Their accusations are actually confessions. They want you to carry the burden of their self-hatred so they don't have to face it. Don't accept the delivery. You have got to be like a ghost. You are there, but they can't touch you. They can't hurt what they can't reach. So here's my advice. Let them hoover. Let them stalk your social media. Let them send the flying monkeys to spy on you. But show them no reaction. None. Their power ends exactly where your silence begins. Walk away from their drama, their triangulation, their chaos. Focus on your healing, your bank account, your fitness, your spirit. And when the day comes, and it will come, when they realize their old tricks don't work anymore, they will fear you. Not because you sought revenge, but because you became indifferent. You became a ghost to them. Stand tall. Be the mountain, not the storm. Be the silence, not the echo. And remember this, your silence isn't just the absence of noise. It is the presence of self-respect. It is the loudest statement you will ever make. They don't deserve your pain. Save it for yourself. Use it as fuel to rebuild what they tried to break. And when you have rebuilt, look back, not with anger, but with the realization that your silence was the key that unlocked your prison cell. But I know it is not easy, is it? The urge to defend yourself is primal. Silence feels unnatural when you are being lied about. They run their mouths to anyone who will listen, painting themselves as the victim and you as the villain. It burns, doesn't it? But let me tell you a secret. The truth has a way of revealing itself. Time is the enemy of the narcissist, but it is the best friend of the truth. Their mask always slips eventually. Words are cheap to a narcissist. They are just tools for manipulation. They promise change, they promise love, but their actions never match. Your silence, that is expensive. It's a luxury only the strong can afford. They are going to test you. Oh, they will poke, prod, send meaningful songs, try to trigger jealousy. Why? Because your reaction validates their existence. If you are angry at them, they matter. If you are sad over them, they matter. Don't give them that satisfaction. Let them scream into the void while you remain untouchable. That is power. That is dominance. Do you know what happens when you try to argue with a narcissist? You have already lost. The moment you respond, you are playing their game on their terms. They are not looking for resolution. No, they are looking for supply. They want to drag you into their word salad, into their circular arguments, because that is where they thrive. They want to confuse you until you apologize for things you didn't do. But you don't belong in that maze anymore. You were born for clarity. Ever see a lion react to a buzzing fly? Never. The king doesn't lower himself to the level of the pest. He flicks his tail and keeps walking. He doesn't need to roar at the insect to prove his power. It is understood. Be that lion. And when they come at you with their petty games, their projection, their gaslighting, and they will, don't flinch. Don't blink. Silence isn't just your weapon. It is your fortress of solitude. Build your walls high. Let no one in who brings a hammer to break you. But I know what you are thinking. What if they win? What if everyone believes their lies? My friend, that is where they have got you twisted. The people who believe the narcissist's lies are not your people. They are collateral damage. Let them go. Silence isn't losing friends. It is filtering them. It is clearing out the dead wood so new growth can happen. You have got to learn to enjoy your own company. Become your own best friend, your own protector. When you are truly comfortable in your own silence, the narcissist's silent treatment loses all its power. They try to punish you by withdrawing, good. They just gave you a vacation. They think they are hurting you by leaving? No, they are cleaning up the trash for you. Stand taller. Smile through it. You think the ocean cares when a child throws a stone into it? It swallows the stone and remains the ocean. You, my friend, are that ocean, deep, vast, powerful. And the people trying to disturb your waters, they are temporary, insignificant. Let me tell you a story. There was once a person who was targeted by a master manipulator. They were stripped of their identity, isolated from their family, made to feel small. The manipulator laughed at their pain, expecting them to stay broken forever. And do you know what that person did? They went silent. They disappeared. They cut the cord. They didn't fight back with texts. They fought back with success. They healed in the shadows. And when they emerged, glowing, successful, happy, the manipulator tried to come back, but the door was locked. The silence was the lock, and the key was thrown away. That is your future, but only if you learn to master the art of the gray rock. Silence isn't passive, it is active. It is a choice, a discipline. It is saying, I do not accept this invitation to chaos. I do not accept your version of reality. I am enough. The narcissist will try to tell you otherwise. They will project their own failures onto you. Don't listen. They don't know your heart. They don't know your resilience, and they never will, because you owe them nothing. Not your defense, not your anger, not your energy. The scars. Let's talk about those. You have got them, don't you? The emotional wounds they inflicted, the trust issues, the flashbacks. They try to use your trauma to define you, to keep you trapped in victimhood. But those scars, they are not weaknesses. They are proof that you survived a predator. Wear them with pride. Let them remind you of what you detected, what you escaped. And when they try to push those buttons again, just smile, because a button that is disconnected no longer works. That terrifies them. It reminds them that you have evolved beyond their reach. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your boundaries. You don't owe them an apology for cutting them off. Let them wonder why you changed. Let them speculate. Their assumptions are not your burden. And one last thing. Don't let the resentment consume you. I know it is tempting. They stole years of your life. The rage burns, doesn't it? But holding on to anger against a narcissist is like drinking poison and expecting them to die. Wield your anger wisely. Use it to fuel your gym sessions, your career, your art. But don't let it control you, because the ultimate revenge isn't hurting them back. It is forgetting they exist. It is indifference. It is looking at the person who once controlled your every mood and feeling absolutely nothing. My friend, when the narcissist tries to hover, when they try to drag you back into the cycle, remember this: show them no reaction. Their power ends where your silence begins. And in that silence, you will find something far greater than revenge. You will find peace. You will find yourself again. You know what is funny about silence? It acts as a mirror. When you are silent, the narcissist is forced to sit with their own thoughts, their own behavior, and they hate it. They run from themselves. That is why they need you. When you remove yourself, you force them to face the void inside them. You ever notice how uncomfortable they get when you don't take the bait? They fidget, they escalate, they say crueler things. Why? Because they are panicked. They are scared of the silence because they know that in the silence the truth gets loud. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a narcissist screaming at a statue. They can scream until their throat bleeds. They can insult the statue. They can kick it. But the statue remains unmoved. The statue retains its dignity. The screaming person, they just look like a fool. That is what you need to be. A statue of stoicism in a sea of their noise. They will call you arrogant. They will say you think you are better than them. Let them. They can't understand the strength it takes to remain silent when every fiber of your being wants to scream the truth. They don't see the discipline it requires. Silence is not the absence of emotion, it is the mastery of it. It is knowing that your words are pearls, and you do not cast pearls before swine. But don't get me wrong, it is not about hiding. Silence isn't about cowering in fear. It is about choosing what deserves your energy. Most people, and especially narcissists, they are not worth it. They don't deserve to hear your vulnerability. They will twist it, weaponize it, use it to mock you later, so guard it, protect it. Think of your silence as a vault. Inside that vault is your sanity, your peace, your potential. Don't open that vault for the person who robbed you last time. And here's the thing. When you choose silence, you force the world to listen to your actions, because actions, my friend, are the only language a narcissist cannot distort. When you rise, when you look good, when you make money, when you find true love despite everything they did to destroy your capacity for it, that is when you speak, not with words, but with results. Look, I am not saying it is going to be easy. It is not. The narcissist hates losing. They will view your silence as a challenge. They will try to break you, to force you to conform to their script. They will say, "Why are you being like this? I was just joking. You are too sensitive." But here's the truth. They are not looking for a conversation. They are looking for a reaction to prove they still own you. Don't give it to them. You have got to understand something about these types of people. They are addicted to control. They want to control how you think, how you feel, how you perceive reality. But silence severs that control. It puts the power back in your hands. Think of the wisest people in history. They didn't waste their breath arguing with fools. They didn't stop to explain themselves to those committed to misunderstanding them. No, they moved in silence. They let their success make the noise. That is what you need to do. You have a storm inside you. I can see it. The injustice of it all is tearing you apart. But that storm, it is not your enemy. It is your power. Harness it, channel it, let it fuel you, because storms don't apologize for their destruction, and neither should you apologize for your boundaries. Here is another thing most people won't tell you. Silence isn't just about ignoring the narcissist. It is about silencing the narcissist's voice in your own head. You know the one, the voice that sounds like them, telling you that you are not good enough, that you are crazy, that no one else will love you. Shut that voice up. Drown it out with action. Drown it out with self-love. You ever hear the phrase, "Still waters run deep"? That is you. Calm on the surface, but beneath, depths they can't even begin to fathom. That is your strength. They will underestimate you because you don't show your cards, because you don't react the way they expect. Let them. Let their arrogance be their downfall. But don't let your silence turn into isolation. There is a difference. Silence is a strategic withdrawal from toxicity. Isolation is a prison. Build your circle carefully. Surround yourself with those who respect your no, who honor your silence. Every great comeback starts in silence. The most profound changes, the transformations, they begin in the quiet moments when no one is watching. That is where you are now, in the cocoon, in the dark, laying the foundation for something greater. And when the time comes when you have built your empire of peace, they will realize their mistake. They will see that their smear campaigns, their triangulation, their games, themselves. They were nothing. They were dust against the wind. You don't need to announce your plans to leave. You don't need to threaten them with a breakup. Just do it. Keep them guessing. Keep them wondering. Mystery is power. Let your silence speak for you. And when you do speak to others, to the world, make it count. Make it a statement of who you have become, not a defense of who you were. When you walk away from the noise, from the gaslighting, don't look back. The narcissist has nothing new to offer you. It is the same cycle. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Focus on the path ahead. It is yours to carve, yours to conquer. And when you reach the end, you will realize the truth. The silence wasn't just a tool to handle them. It was the way you found yourself. You see, silence is more than just a tactic. It is an art, a strategy. But like any weapon, it takes practice. It takes patience. Because they will come at you harder when they realize you are not playing their game. They will try to induce guilt. After all I did for you, they will say, you are ungrateful. They will dig deeper, push further, testing every boundary until you either break or prove unbreakable. That is the beauty of it. Silence forces them to show their true colors to everyone while you remain clean. Let me give you an example. Imagine a chessboard. Life, my friend, is one big game of chess. The narcissist plays like a pigeon, knocking over the pieces, crapping on the board, and strutting around like they won. Most people try to play chess with the pigeon. They get frustrated. They yell. But you are the grandmaster. You don't engage with the pigeon. You wait. You hold your ground. And when the pigeon flies away, you are still the master of the board. Checkmate. They will hate you for it. You know why? Your silence forces them to face their own irrelevance. When you don't react, when you don't give them the supply they crave, they are left alone with their own demons. And trust me, those demons are louder than anything they could say to you.